doing?
Okay.
Hello. It takes a second, Sonia.
I was like, oh, you could start now. And then there was like
did.
complete silence.
She didn't handle silence, apparently. She's like, no, it must be
I know.
constant noise.
I was like, oh, okay.
Happy 99, because next week is our 100. Woo!
Last
like-
double digit.
Yeah, this is our century eve.
For always.
Ascent
The
is
last-
100.
The
Yeah.
last double digit. We will never have double digits ever again.
Never.
Because you can't go backwards.
That's true. We should at our 1000th episode. We should start counting down.
Yeah, and it'd be like the after Christ kind of thing.
Yeah, like
So we're in our
900
BC
AD.
moment right now.
Yeah, we're in our
Yeah.
BC right now. Oh wait, no, because that would be counting backwards. Like 2000 BC is 2000 away from that center mark.
I don't understand that time frame, so it doesn't matter.
We'll just make it up like everything
Okay,
else.
yeah, like there's a ruler of time, okay? And this is the middle. This is Christ. Jesus Christ, baby Jesus Christ was here, okay?
And why are we measuring time with Christ? Like the made
Because
up
our
date. Why?
calendar is Christian, which was taken from the
It's
Romans.
a religion.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
It is.
it's shaped every fabric of
So
social
like
living.
white baby Jesus, they took over. They like raped and pillaged everyone until only white baby Jesus followers were left. And then they like tortured other people, so they only believed in
White baby
white
Jesus.
And now white baby Jesus
8 pound, 5 ounce white baby Jesus.
rules the world. And he makes our calendars.
Happy 99th episode, everyone.
He makes the calendar. He's in the workshops.
He's doing Santa's work now. Jessica, what are you drinking this season?
Santa's work. Just all the toys with boys and girls.
You can't even.
Baby Hammer doing the best he can. Jessica, what are you drinking?
Look, I'm just imagining it now. Okay.
I know, that's what I said. And he's just like, she's fucking in the workshop. Like,
My t-shirt already. I can't smile much. I am drinking another whole bottle of wine. This time it's Jackson Triggs Sauvignon Blanc.
Sauvignon Blanc.
I actually bought 2 bottles of these for a clothing swap I was supposed to go to a couple weeks back. Just because it was longtime friends that I hadn't seen since my wedding, actually. And so I was like, oh, I'll bring a couple bottles of wine, blah, blah, blah. Last minute couldn't go. So now I'm stuck with the wine. I might as well drink it.
I love Jackson Triggs.
stuck isn't a bad thing, you know.
Sonia, what are you drinking?
This is just water. I made a drink. I'll put it on my social medias later, maybe. I don't know. And you'll have to scroll up because this is a few weeks before. I made a hot chocolate, like little Tim Hortons with the Tim Hortons chocolate packets, the dry Tim Hortons stuff. But instead of milk, I used Bailey's. So I warmed that shit up. Already super sweet on its own, and then I added the Tim Hortons sweet. Too sweet. I chugged it with whipped cream on top. Chugged it.
Now you have a tummy ache.
Now I have a tummy ache because I'm a wimp. I'm old. I'm too old for sugar. So it's water.
Fair.
Yeah. Yeah. I drank it in our pre-drinks. Pre-drinks, yeah.
On Patreon, yeah.
On Patreon, yeah. You don't get to see it here. So now here you think I'm just sober drinking. No.
I'm the only one sober drinking, okay? Like,
I'm sober drinking. I'm not drinking any alcohol.
Yeah, you're not drinking water. You're sober drinking.
Oh, there's a new term for it. Not, it's like
Sober drinking.
there's just drinking mixer and there's sober drinking. So like,
Well, I feel like it's like you're not going out to a bar and saying, "Oh, I'm staying sober. I can't drink." You just go, "Oh, I'm sober drinking tonight. I'll just have a Diet Coke."
yeah, I'm sober drinking. Dawn, what are you sober drinking?
Bubbly. This one's
Orange.
flavor is tangerine or orange.
Orange drink.
Yeah.
Does it come out in color or is it just clear?
It's clear. I'm pretty
Yes.
sure.
No, I think. I don't know. Look, hold on. I'm gonna put it in my hand. It's clear.
You just like throw it over your shoulder like salt.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's in my hand.
like oh,
superstitious.
yeah,
Baby Jesus might come after. That white baby Jesus.
my baby Jesus stuck in the workshop.
8-pound, 5-ounce white baby Jesus working with Santa. I can't have that, okay?
Oh.
Okay. So today we have a topic.
Yeah, I'm going to get it for you
Yay.
because that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Okay.
Why isn't it going?
I don't know.
I didn't push share. I'm like, why isn't it up here? Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah. The wheel of truth.
Oh no.
So you like stop responding. I'm like, you want me to cancel it? And you're just like,
No, sorry. I was looking at something else really quickly.
and you're
then
just
I came
standing
back.
there.
I just came back. Okay, for our listeners out there, the topic reads, "What are your favorite memories of your parents?" Now, if anyone's listened to our podcast, we've got some good memories. Not me. Okay, so favorite memories. You guys got
Very exclusive topic today. Exclusive, not inclusive. Yeah. Non-inclusive topic.
If you like your parents, don't listen to this episode. I do have good memories with my parents. That was because I didn't know any better at the time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a lot of like good memories with my dad when I was younger. But again, he only had me on the weekends, so it's easy to be a good fun dad on the weekends. And like he would take me to his job at Pizza Hut as a delivery driver, and I would hang in the back of the kitchen. And but I would be up until like midnight, and I'm like 5-6 years old going around with my dad delivering pizzas. But I got to eat pizzas. This was back when Pizza Hut had a Sunday bar, so I 5-year-old's dream. But then I'm like, oh, and then I'd go back to my mom's and be a raging bitch, and I wonder why, so
Because you're coming down on all the sugar.
yeah, so it was a little good memories with him and then bad memories with my mom because of that.
Yeah, as like a grown-up, like I know the stuff that like happened throughout my life wasn't the best, but during that time my brain sees it as good things.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Yeah. Like my mom left us alone for a while, a couple weeks, 2 weeks, to drive Chuck Norris around with her limo driver boyfriend. So it was my brother mostly taking care of us, and my aunt, I don't think really likes us very much. So it was great because I got to like meet Chuck Norris, which was really cool.
I would have abandoned my kids to drive around Chuck Norris too, though. So like,
yeah. At the time, I loved it. I was like, oh, like because we like watched Chuck Norris on TV,
Yeah.
and then I got to like bring a picture, like a Polaroid of us together, and
Yeah.
It was a weird thing because there was a rumor that like I was telling everybody Chuck Norris is my dad. I didn't, but I did. But some other kids started it. They're like, "Oh, that's your dad" or whatever, and then it got to like, "No, that's fucking Chuck Norris," and like, why is this kid telling everybody Chuck Norris is their dad?
Fucking kid rumors are like the worst rumors. I had people mad at me because apparently I told people that I've been to every country in the world. I never said that. I said I just moved back from Edmonton because my stepdad was in the army. And she said she went to every country. She's a liar.
Yeah, like kids
Fucking
like
grade school.
change the narrative to everything so much. And I don't know why. I know like even with my own kids, I've seen it. And like I'm like, no, that didn't fucking happen. Like Kara told everybody I pushed her down the stairs because she fell. And it must have been me who pushed her. Must have. But like that never happened. So like I still don't know why the kids are like that, but I've seen it in action. Yeah, I've seen it in real time. Yeah.
IRL.
Yeah. Kids are wild. That's what that is.
They have crazy imaginations.
But like to just use it as ammunition, like a child using that ammunition to like for somebody else to like bully them is quite ridiculous too. I feel like that's a different thing altogether.
I feel like so much of it is just because they don't have that like impulse control that like this was just a passing thought. They say it out loud, and then like the way children are, if one person hears it, it's spreading like a virus at
So
school.
they make us play telephone at school.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, and no one's learned anything.
No, but like any information we learned in school, I don't know if you noticed this, but many people don't hold on to any of that information.
Nothing. I'm seeing people right now posting and they're like, man, this cold and flu season this year, whoa, like it's hitting everybody. And I'm like, this
It happens
cold
every
and
year.
flu season, like it's not just the cold and flu anymore. Like, did
No,
you
there's
forget
RSV.
already? They're like, oh, this flu is feeling weird. I've been knocked down for 3 days. I'm like, did you COVID test? What? No. I'm like, well, oh my God. Like, yeah. So people are very forgetful. It only takes a little bit of time nowadays.
Not even. I blame what kids are watching on TV these days. The rock and roll.
I blame what adults are watching on the TV. Fox News.
Fox News. Remember? Oh, not too long ago we had that like it was a terrible accident where like the explosion into the
the border.
Yeah, and Fox News like terrorist attack.
Yeah, right away.
We have Canadian politicians saying that too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it was a tragic accident. And like, oh, it's terrorism. Not everything's fucking terrorism. Okay. Like sometimes things just happen. Quit fear mongering.
And when it is an act of terrorism, but it's done by a white guy, then it's not terrorism.
It's mental health.
It's mental health. Never gun control either. It's always a mental health problem, but also not enough of a mental health problem to give universal health care.
No.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and
sweet
prayers.
white baby Jesus.
In Santa's workshop. That's right. If we're not canceled by now, that's going to do it.
Yeah.
Baby Jesus in Santa's workshop's going to do it?
Yeah. That'll just push everybody over the edge.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of my issues now with my parents is just like with most things trauma. It's like the bad memories always outweigh the good memories. You know what I mean? Like it's like any of the good memories I have were like, wow, like great, whatever. But it's like most of just like the daily goodness I feel like is just washed away because I got like funny or traumatic other stories that fill up that space.
Yeah, the trauma has like the more recent trauma you're facing has helped hide that trauma.
That and like the trauma back then, it's like because a lot of the things never seemed like traumatic I feel like as a kid they weren't traumatic. It was just like, oh, this is just how it is.
It's just
And
life, right?
reflecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the reflecting. Like I gotta stop reflecting on it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
my
that's what I
problem.
yeah.
It's insight. How dare I?
Yeah, how dare you learn and be like, oh shit, that shouldn't have happened. I feel like now, so a few years ago, I had so much resentment towards my mother because of my life. And but like now that she's dead, I can't really be mad at her. So that's a waste of energy. It's just fucking wasted. Should have just yelled at her. But again, at the same time, like knowing, like being educated on the way people's brains work and their behaviors, I know why my mom was like that. But I still would have rathered it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like it still would have been nice. But I'm going to focus on some good memories. Like one time I forgot to do a grade 4 social studies project about festivals in China. And she helped me stay up all night to like find out, like she had, I don't know where she got all these books, but you know, like the botanical, what are those called? What are the encyclopedias? What, they have a name.
Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah, she had this whole fucking collection. We were poor as shit. There's no way she bought these. But she just found this information. And luckily in 1994, you didn't have to cite anything. So you just got it, like the information.
Plagiarized the shit out of everything.
Yeah. And like, she's like, okay, draw these pictures. Like she really helped me, like stayed up all night and helped me with this thing. I got a B, so it was good.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm sure she did the same thing with my siblings. Like whenever they were like, "Ah, shit, fuck, I'm supposed to do this," but you don't really see it. You don't really see like background pony stuff. Like my kids never see anything I do for them. Like we talked about it our last episode where I did the snow globe and not the snow globe, the igloo, and holidays and stuff like that.
They never notice until it's not there.
Yeah, and I feel like you don't notice these things until like you're an adult either. Like you're like, oh, like how the fuck did we get Christmas every year? It didn't just show up, you know, like you know that your parents do it. It's but like you don't realize how much work was put into it until you're doing the work. Like it's
I think that's one reason I do feel resentment. I mean, my parents aren't passed away, which almost allows the resentment to build because every day is just another day that they're still out being dicks.
Exactly. So that's why I feel like don't have any more resentment is because there's no more person to resent. Right?
They can't do anything about it now. You know? Like,
exactly.
So,
yeah, so yours can still
but
simmer.
Like I was the oldest like both my parents. Like they had me. I think my dad was like 24, my mom was 19, and red flags. But yeah. So like for me, like a lot of like the Christmas stuff, it's like, well, I had to help early on, especially when my mom was in her single era, and so I never got to like enjoy a lot of that from the non-doing perspective. Like I was helping to wrap Santa presents by the time I was like 13, 12, so it was like, oh, I never got a lot of that magic, which makes it really hard to like think of these memories. I can think of these memories from like my brother's perspective that are 5 years younger than me because I was the one doing the things for them,
Yeah.
Which frustrates me the most now that they're adults and they side with mom.
Because they didn't see the background pony stuff.
Fucking A, like Jesus. Yeah.
It's I think I wonder. I definitely know my brother feels like this sometimes. Like my brother Ken, definitely raised us a lot. For a while, my mom was gone for like it felt like 6 months. I was only 9 at the time, so maybe I can't tell time. Pretty sure I could, but when this was brought up, I was told that's not true. But pretty sure my siblings also know. For 6 months, my mom was gone, and she's like, "Well, I always came back and did laundry." Pretty sure she didn't. So
Yeah.
my brother had to do everything, and he was 16. So like, like they had to do all those things, like
I feel
do the
like at
magic and stuff
first
like
I
that.
resented my siblings because of that until I got older, and then I realized it's not my siblings' fault, it was my parents' fault. And then the anger shifted. And now I'm just like permanently pissed off at them because they don't acknowledge it. It's like if they acknowledge they're fucked up, I feel like that would be enough for me.
Just be like, hey, we fucked up.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we fucked up, we screwed up, we didn't do that thing right. You were right about the fucking shit about your childhood. That would be nice.
Yeah.
But instead they're like, your childhood was great. What are you talking about? You just were never happy. It's your fault.
I was never blamed. Thank goodness. I feel like that would have been a little too much. I was a bitch in my teenage years, and I had a little bit of an anger problem. And my mom did say, like, this is you overreacting. And she was right at those times. But as a grown up, I was like, okay, like 1 year they did Christmas without us, like Kyle and I and my kids. So I was an adult, and everybody else did Christmas without us. I was like, what the fuck? And everybody just like brushed it off, like it was
They
nothing.
do. I got my cousins that I invited to my wedding. One of them got married and forgot to invite me. Like, and yeah, that they are. My family has a reunion every August, and they didn't invite me this year. I didn't find out until my Aunt Kathy was coming down from Florida. That's how well planned this thing was to make sure I didn't know about it. So yeah, so like it's so frustrating.
I know it's like easier for my siblings to forget to like invite me to things because they all live together. Like, so that's normal. Like, that's their pod. So it's really
That's not like lots of people invite people outside their who they
no,
live
yeah,
with
no,
every
but
day.
like that's their pod. No, so like that's because ADHD, out of sight, out of mind, right? Like that's what it is. If you don't see a person or talk to a person all the time, it's easy to forget about them. But like your own kid, like to forget your kid is not cool. But happy memory Christmas with my mom. She always made sure we had a Christmas. Like we were so poor that she like rallied just to get us at least one gift. Like it was so that was a good thing, hustling. I don't know. There was programs and stuff, but you still had to like
sign up early.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, yeah. I mean, Christmas too. Like with my mom was big with her traditions. So like when it came Christmas, I knew we were watching these movies, and I knew, we were doing these things, and I feel like that routine was nice. Yeah. Knowing what to expect around Christmas was nice.
I got to have second Christmas at Don Marie's house.
Yep. So mine, I guess my memory would be definitely my mom would do things with me, but she would always include my friends. She was the neighborhood mom, honest to God. And like really good memory is like just going to Center Mall, and she would take me and a friend, mostly it was Sonia, and we would go eat at the Hurst. Do you remember?
Yeah, the Hurst. Yeah.
It was
that
a
was
restaurant.
like the restaurant to go to.
Yeah.
Like it was like the restaurant.
And like my mom would be like, pick anything on the menu and whatever. And she would always like take my friends, and like my nanny was like similar. She would like buy Natalie stuff all the time.
Yeah, she would
Never
take my
Sonia.
sister, and not Dawn Marie either. She would leave Dawn Marie at home. She would take Dawn Marie sometimes, but Nanny would take my sister Natalie out, get her like new clothes and whatever she wanted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Natty was the favorite grandchild, apparently.
Apparently.
from my nanny. Yeah.
Yeah. That was so funny how that
But
ended
my
up.
mom favored you over than Natalie.
That's because I was older.
Yeah.
Like personality wise,
She
I was older.
loved Natalie too, obviously.
Oh yeah,
but,
yeah. Bratty Natty is what she called her.
yeah, Bratty Natty. That's what she called her. Yeah. And so yeah, like that was a memory in Christmas. We would do like Christmas Eve, and my mom she had like this group of drunken friends. Anyway, she would always get one of them to dress up as Santa and like come over to the house, and like Sonia came over once and she's like, that's not Santa. Like I just want you to know that's not Santa. That's your mom's friend. And I was like, I know. I'm not stupid.
I didn't want you to be duped.
Dawn, that's not Santa. That's your mom's friend. I want you to know. And I was like, I'm aware. Like
she's just looking out for you. Like that's it.
But yeah, she like pulls me aside. She's like, I just want you to know that's your mom's friend, okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm quite aware. Thank you. And she's like, okay, just so you know. But Natalie thinks it's real, so we're just gonna keep it going. I was like, all right, okay.
I think like the whole point was to keep the magic alive for Natty, who isn't much younger than Dawn.
No, she's a year younger than me.
Like, yeah. If like we were all like sisters, it'd be like my 3 younger kids. There's like 18 months in between. Yeah. So, but like, let's keep the magic alive for Natty. Nobody else.
Yeah. At my house, and she's like, by the way, which I already knew though. Like, I wasn't stupid, but like, it was hilarious. She's like, I gotta tell you something. Like, it was a big secret. It was like blown out of proportion. She's like, I gotta tell you. And I was like, okay, like, what's going on?
You to look like a fool.
That's right. See, I was looking out for you. That's my motherly moment towards you. I
saw him come in without the costume and then come back out with the costume. I was like, I know.
I clearly thought you were a fucking idiot when we were kids.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to tell you. You were my dumb friend.
Ouch.
Oh, you're like my only friend, so you could have been
like
all of the categories, but I picked dumb.
Yeah, those were some really good memories. Like that my mom would include, and like we were poor too. Like we were shit fucking poor.
Yeah.
But she would always include my friends and make sure that they were fed. Or Natalie would come in the morning and she would brush her hair and like change her out of PJs and put my clothes on her. And I was like, what the hell?
Oh.
So yeah, that was a good memory.
I know with my stepmom, she's bipolar. So but it was always like after she had some sort of episode or something and she was like up all night, she would be baking. So I would wake up at like 6 a.m. for school, and there'd always be like a plate of whatever she made on the like table right outside my bedroom with like a sign that said "Eat me." And I'm like, oh, thanks.
Next time when I go through my like bipolar baking like things, I should just do that. Like
there would just be plates of various baked goods with a sign that said "Eat me," and it was just
like Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, we could just. I couldn't tell if she was just flipping us off with cupcakes or what it was.
Eat me, bitch.
Yeah, I ate it. I got like a little breakfast, lunch, and a after school snack. Awesome. Like, I mean, like we struggled obviously because of it, but like a lot of the good memories were also because of it. Because like she would obviously like have trouble sleeping, so at nighttime she'd be like, want to watch a movie? And I'd be like, yeah, sure. And she'd go, they had the movie network on demand because my dad's really into movies. He had to watch everything. And we look at like whatever weird, obscure movie based just on name, because it was just all text, like there wasn't pictures like there is now, and
Yeah.
based just on name, and we'd watch like weird ass indie films at like 1 a.m, and sometimes I still reference them and no one gets it, and I don't even remember what movies they are half the time, but so it was fun with her, even though you know, just based on her struggles, but like those moments were fun moments. I feel like that's as a
Yeah.
kid, it's like those little moments become the like good memories.
Yeah, in between the mental health. Yeah, the poor
Yeah.
mental
Yeah.
health. Yeah. Like there was like a stretch between my mom was having a few good months. My brother just got married and my two brothers got their own apartment. And then her and my sister and I got another apartment that was near each other. And so for like a few months, it was just like the three of us. And she didn't have a boyfriend. And she wasn't like sleeping her day away because of depression. Like something happened. Like she had a job. She was like able to leave the house and have money. And so she was happier and doing her own life and no man. And it was just like it was fun. We did things like we would wrestle, have like theme days. We got to like move furniture out into the patio and have like picnics, and most of the stuff was like I would do the like initiate, but she would join in because that was
Yeah.
like my thing. I got like I would make like forts and stuff for Natty, and tell stories, make up games, all these other things. So it was just like a role I had. So we would do like picnics and stuff, and then she would like join in. So she'd come home from work and there would be like a picnic on the balcony, and instead of going to bed, she would like come join us. So like there's like a moment where she didn't have a boyfriend and she had a job and happy. So like her happier days where she could get out of bed are the days are like, oh, like even though she didn't plan these things, she still joined in. Like those were
Yeah.
fun times. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
them. Those are like happy, like, yeah, you just gotta like, okay, because mental health was a big part of why my mom was the way she was. Again, not an excuse, just the reason, because I too have mood disorders and
Mhm.
things, and I'm always there for my kids whenever they need me.
Right.
So like, I don't know. It's just, this was a really shitty question. It was supposed to be
Right.
like,
This
this
is so
depressing.
depressing.
This is such a shitty question.
You know what I actually liked? Okay, when my mom got drunk, she was hilarious. And she would either like sit with us and we'd have the most fucked up conversations. Like, this is how me and Sonia learned about bestiality and necrophilia was from my mother. Um, and then okay, so we had a prime minister called Chrétien, okay, John Chrétien. And we had a premier called Mike Harris. My mom got really fucking drunk one day, and she called Chrétien's office to complain about Mike Harris, our premier. And like, it was an hour-long conversation, and she was like cussing. She was like, "This fucking asshole is taking our money away. You need to step in." And like, the lady was listening. She's like, "Uh-huh," like the secretary.
Yeah, like there's nothing you can do, right? It's like, okay, crazy
Uh-huh.
lady.
And like, it was an hour, and it was the best thing ever, listening to her bitch for an hour drunk. It just that was a good memory.
Yeah. I mean, my mom would get like fun while she was drunk when she was single, but if she had a boyfriend, it was just stressful. Because then she would get stupid, and the boyfriend would be stupid. I find it's the same. My best memories with my mom were also when she was single, but it was a very brief period.
Yeah, brief periods of
Very
like
brief.
happiness. Yeah, whenever my mom was happy, it was fun. She was not a happy woman, which is unfortunate, but she's, yeah, lots of like, it's just little things, and like a lot of, you know what, the parent that did raise me, my brother Kenny. My
There
brother
you go.
Ken is fucking amazing. Again, did what he could as a 16-year-old raising 3 kids. One time I had a Barbie and I asked him to change 90210 I don't know if you guys remember 90210, but they
I
had
do.
dolls. And I got a doll and I was like, okay, like, can you help me like change his pants? I want him to wear different pants. And like he like just ripped off his fucking leg accidentally. But like he just like made it like he tried to make me feel better about it. Like he was like, it's fine. And like he was sorry. And then I got a new doll. It wasn't the same one. I don't even know where I got this fucking 90210 doll because again, very poor. I don't know where this doll came from, but it was mine. And anybody got me another doll. I got a whole bunch of Barbie stuff. Again, don't know where. And I don't know where it went. Also, it was in my life for a brief period of time,
gone.
and then it was no longer in my life. I was crazy. I don't know. We moved around a lot. I'm thinking it got left behind in one of our fast moving out of your.
I hate
apartments.
fast moving out of your place, especially as a kid. You have no idea what's going on, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, we have to go. Sorry."
Yeah, they give you a fucking week notice.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, like we
we're
stopped being able
leaving
to
at
pay rent.
I hate the ones when like they're leaving in the middle of the night too.
Yeah.
Like like they have a truck packed and stuff. It's always the worst. Like, no.
It's not cool.
I remember the day my mom met Dave. Sonia was there for this too, I think. Anyway, she met Dave, and like the first question she was asking him is like, "Well, what's your intention with my daughter?" Like she's busting his balls, and he's just like, "I'm dating her." Like I don't know. Her second question was, "Do you need Viagra?" Like
He's 14.
I don't know.
Just to like embarrass him.
Yeah, to embarrass him. She's like, are you like equipped to like handle my daughter kind of thing? And I was like, oh my god, mom, like no. She was drunk. So I mean, like, you know, makes sense.
Fair.
She,
Yeah.
she warned me about Kara's dad. She's like, he's pretty, but he's gonna end up a dirtbag. And sure as shit, he was pretty, and he did end up like a dirtbag.
Yeah.
Not like he is like the biggest dirtbag ever. But like she warned me. She's like, that's what happens. You go for the pretty ones and they just end up terrible. She said other things. There was lots of like derogatory words. I'm just paraphrasing.
Also, there's a lot of ugly guys that are also just terrible.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can't tell.
You can't tell,
Men.
but like he was like your typical like
Jock,
muscly, blah blah garbage guy.
Yeah.
Who ended up being garbage. Who could like it was his charisma, you know what I mean? Like the way he can talk and present himself. She warned me, don't trust that. Don't fall for that. That's manipulation. Because she's like, she was through it. She was using her expertise as a woman who's been in bad situations to warn other young women. And I didn't listen.
We never do. Like,
yeah, but I learned my lesson right away. I just ended that pattern of behavior, broke it off, and then I met the next guy who I talk about all the time now. So, like, I learned, and she loved Kyle right away. She didn't get to see him much, but like right away, loved him. So it worked out.
I think that's like the good thing, like, is that you ended like the pattern right away. Like I did too. Cause like I've seen that with like my mom and my grandmother and stuff like that. And they all have like 3 husbands and they just never can like they never even have like a single period between like husbands. It's always like right after. And I'm just like, how? You know how long it took me to like get one husband? Like,
like keep it? Like, yeah. No, that's exactly what like you live like you as your child, but that happens so much. You see that's the type of relationships your woman idol in your life gets, and that's what you feel like you should be getting. But then so the same cycle continues. But I was like, no, that's not happening. I don't want that for me. I don't want that for my kid. Like that's fucking bullshit. No, thank you.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's really, yeah. I personally, that's not my life, so I don't see how that's something I wouldn't be able to do. But again, understanding how the brain works, I know why people find
Lead
themselves in
poisoning.
domestic relationships. Yeah,
That's
fucking
just
lead
what I
poisoning
can-
is the reason, right?
Yeah,
Men in general, that's the problem.
Yeah, that too. Oh my god, the patriarchy.
Patriarchy. One time my mom was a lesbian, and I think she was pretty happy then.
Just that one time.
That one time.
Oh, I
she was
remember the one time.
Yeah, for a little while she was a lesbian. But that didn't work out. But she got to keep the house that she
That's
moved
right.
in with the lesbian. Yeah, so she got the house.
So she won.
Yeah, so she won. Like, no,
Yeah.
but she moved in with the lesbian. And then the
The
relationship
lesbian
didn't
moved
work
out and left her the house.
Yeah, the lesbian moved out. And then what happened to the house?
I don't know. Your sister moved in for a while.
No, but then they moved somewhere else. To be closer to us? I don't fucking know. Somehow, again, they had to move. Moved in with my uncle. I don't know. Something happened. The house is gone. But it was nice. It was like she was happy. And that was like, but at that time, I have moved out.
Yeah.
So then, and she didn't really like Kyle. So we didn't really talk much anymore after that.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't know why she didn't like Kyle, but
And my entire family loves Chris.
Oh, my living family loves Chris.
Yeah,
they love my
they probably love Chris too.
Yeah, they're like, man, that Chris is a great guy. Number one husband.
My parents spent more time during the wedding speech praising Chris than they ever did mentioning me. So, like, everyone loves Chris, so I never had to worry about that. It's making sure they like me. That's always been the issue.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, like, Kyle and I broke up for a while, and they still really liked Kyle. Like, thanks, guys.
Supposed to side with me always.
No, yeah, what the hell? No, they didn't take sides at all. But we didn't like make sides. We didn't like our breakup wasn't like you need to like choose sides, blah blah blah. It was like, okay, we need to be broken up. It's better for the kids. And then it was better for our relationship because obviously we're back together for 15 years after that. So like it worked out. Like
yeah, it didn't become a habit of just constantly. It was just like you guys.
Yeah, no.
You had a little hip blip.
That's what it is. It was
you took a sabbatical.
Blip. Yeah, marriage sabbatical. But like, yeah, and they stayed friends. Like my brothers stayed friends with Kyle. I think Nally likes Kyle. She's never said anything otherwise.
So maybe she's doing one of those if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all.
That is not my sister. If she has something bad to say, she'll say it. She'll fight you. She'll try anyway. she'll talk a lot of shit. My other brothers, another parent, my other brother Terry, he took me to see Lion King like 5 times in a row.
Oh,
like when it came out in like 1992, 93, way back when. And he was working at AMP. I don't know if you guys remember. There was a
I remember AMP.
AMP.
Yeah.
And he would like steal cereal, and we would sneak it into the theater and eat it. When Reese's Pieces came out, that's how old that is. Other people's parents. My friend Samantha, her mom took me camping almost every other weekend in the summer.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. They were. Her dad wasn't so sweet, but her mom was like. Her dad was an asshole, but her mom was like really nice.
I had my best friend from like age 11 to like till I had my firstborn, so 19. Her parents were. I was very close to them. I was almost at their house every day. Like I would walk by and pick up their daughter for school to make sure she got to school on time because I was the punctual one.
Yeah.
And they would like call me daughter number 2 because like I used to like go to their house even when she's not there just to ask if I could take a nap on their couch. Just because I
Aw.
couldn't nap at my own house, so they'd just like let me like sleep, or if I like had to use the bathroom on the way home, they'd just like let me in, like use the bathroom. And like so they called me like daughter number 2 and stuff like that. And like that was the thing too. Like her dad, big board game guy, big D&D guy. He's the one that introduced me to that. He would take us like mini golfing, we'd go bike riding, we'd do all these things. Once I got invited to like one of her random like aunts or cousins or something's wedding just because they had an extra seat, and they're like, yeah, let's bring a 12-year-old to fill it to keep like our daughter company. And so like I think that was like the first wedding I remember, because all the other weddings I was like a young child. But yeah, so like friends' parents are sometimes the better parents.
Yeah. I don't think they had better parents.
They're just nicer when you're there.
Yeah. They just let me go for fun stuff. That was just the one. Oh, I think I had friends with better parents. My friend Joni, her parents were super sweet, super nice. I went there almost every single New Year's party. Super nice people. But then I didn't like them because they chose sides when Kara's dad and I broke up.
Gross.
And they chose his side when he was like abusive. So like that was because he has that charisma.
Yeah.
So then I stopped liking them. But up until then, they were super nice. And I had lots of memories. Yeah, no. They were just really polite people. You could just, like the kind of energy people have kind of thing. Like they were just super nice people. But then they were too nice to the wrong person, and that made me like, no thank you, I guess.
Yeah. My ex-boyfriend in high school's parents were like that. Like once his like dad came home early and kind of caught us like mid getting dressed, and we're like, he lived in a nice house, and these were like me being trash, I was like, oh no, they're gonna hate me now that they caught us in this position. And his dad like waited until we were fully comfortable to open the door. And then he's like, oh, were you two going somewhere? And we're like, yeah, we're going to this coffee house. He's like, let me drive you. And then as he's driving us, he's like, so I hate to bring this up, but are you on birth control? I just want to make sure everything's like, I'm just like, oh my god, like he was so nice,
so hard to like be polite. Yeah, no, that's good.
He dropped us off, and I find the car method, so you're not like looking directly. There's sound going.
Yeah,
it's like he like lulled us into comfort, and he's just like, oh yeah, just want to,
but
you guys are gonna be spending so much time together. Just want to make sure.
Oh.
Yeah. But then my next boyfriend, I got pregnant. So
yeah. Speaking of boyfriend's parents, Kara's dad's mom let me move in. So she helped me raise Kara. Like, so that was super nice. She didn't have to. And she did. But at the same time, she was an enabler for her abusive son. So I think she like kind of like wasn't really like enabling. She's kind of like
ignoring.
Get your shit together. Like it was like she did tell him to get his shit together, but it wasn't enough. Like it was like oh, you really should, instead of like a backhand, like get your fucking shit together.
But that's enabling if you're not creating boundaries with it, because then you're just being like, oh, don't do that. But then if they do it, you're just like, okay, fine.
Yeah, like when he was supposed to watch her, he would go have a nap and like that's it. Like he didn't do anything with her. Like that was, but like it was just always brushed off to his mom, and she's like, well, I'm the grandma, it's okay. Like, no, he needs to take responsibility. Like you need to be encouraging him. His brother, was amazing. He would always call him out on his shit, like, you're a fucking dirtbag. So another parent person, not my parent, amazing, was my daughter's uncle. He wasn't that much older, but I think he was like 15 years older, so he was still like pretty adulty, I guess. Like,
yeah.
yeah, but he was really cool too.
Cool.
Those are some happy memories.
This is the most depressing
I know.
episode.
I'm
like we're like, oh, this is our happy memory. We had a doll. This is our happy memory. My friend's parents.
Yeah.
This is a happy memory. My sibling. This is a happy. My happy memory. I got 2 Christmases because my parents were divorced when I was younger and infant.
Christmases.
Like, it's like every happy memory is secretly like a sad one nearby.
Like, damn, this was like the worst topic ever. This was worse than we had the guest on and we're like, what's your grossest habit? Which is like, it's fucking embarrassing. Which I think I told Don Marie, I figured out what my really gross habit is I have a lucky eyelash curler. So this is this is probably grosser than any habit you guys mentioned. Okay. I have an eyelash curler that I haven't washed or like switched its thing in like 10 years.
You're gonna lose your eyeballs.
Okay.
You're gonna get an infection. They're gonna be gone.
It's my lucky eye curler. It just works real quick, and it like
it's lucky until
them.
It's not.
I know.
Happen.
It's like a superstitious thing now. It's like it just makes the perfect eyelash. Like I don't have to heat it or nothing. It's magic now. All like that disgusting whatever.
Leftover mascara and
10 years worth of oils on it that just like
doing its best, man, doing its best. And like I love it. And I know it's fucking disgusting. I know how gross it is, but like the really good eyelashes, I just like the perfect curl every time.
I don't curl my eyelashes, but 10 years is a long time to keep any piece of equipment on for your face.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Especially without washing. I feel like that's what's getting me.
Yeah. Seriously, I was like, I don't have a gross habit. Then I was using my eyelash curler a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh fuck, I'm disgusting. Like, it was just like a realization of how fucking gross I am was the eyelash curler. Because it's germs really freak me out.
Except when it comes to your lash.
Except when it comes to my eyelash curler. I don't know. I'm a freak.
Okay, maybe we should just end it on your disgusting habit.
Yeah, I'm fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, sounds good.
Because we apologize. We're just I'll put a trauma dumping. Unfortunately, none of us grew up in those perfect middle class families that we grew up watching on TV.
I really don't think anybody has. I think everybody had a shitty childhood. Or I hope. I'm just, yeah. Everybody did. Everybody's life was like that. It was the 90s.
Everyone was neglectful, and then like
everyone,
you either got beat or neglected. Like it was.
Yeah, I'll take neglect over being beat.
Exactly. Right?
I'm thinking like, neglect is the better abuse. Like,
it's like I'd rather be forgotten or being left on my own or something than being hit with a belt. Yeah, there's degrees of abuse.
Terrible episode. Oh my gosh.
Happy 99th, everybody.
Happy
our 100th episode will be next week, January 12th, and it is going to be live. So I'm hoping it goes better than this.
I hope it's a better topic. That's what I
that would be good.
Yeah.
That would be good. Come join in on the chat, so that if it does get depressing, you guys can say something funny to get us out of it.
Yeah,
And
we're counting on you to rally us through.
yeah, there we go. It'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern on our Opinionated Lushes streaming Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. So make sure to follow us. And yeah, we can't believe we're at 100. Almost.
100.
Woo! Okay, well, I want to thank our VIP Patreon, Stephanie Hurst.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah, for letting us air our traumas. She's almost like our therapist now. So thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah. I hope you felt included. She mentioned when she was on our episode. I actually hope you don't feel included because that'd be really
yeah,
shitty.
no.
I hope this is one where you don't feel included. Like that. Yeah. And you can find all of our Patreon stuff. We're having new stuff come up. We'll talk about it more on our live next week. So stay tuned for that. And any other Opinionated Lushes stuff, just go to opinionatedlushes.com.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next week live and alive. Good night.
Good night.